Welcome everyone. This is our 60-minute Vinyasa practice here in Harvard Gulch Park. Hope everybody's doing well today. Let's take a couple of minutes just to become present. Cross-legged posture is nice if that feels okay. And then let your eyes gently close down. Once your eyes are closed down, begin to focus on your breath. And then let's begin to count the breath. What I'd like for you to do is count up to 5. So inhale and exhale and say 1 to yourself. And then 2 and so on up to 5. And then back down from 5 to 1. And if you lose track, which happens, then just start over at 1 and don't worry about it. So counting the breath. Let everything else just fall away into the background. All the sounds, all the smells, everything else. And fix your attention, fix your awareness on counting the breath. Now we're going to end the breath counting, then take a deep breath in, and exhale and let the breath go. Do that again, a big deep breath so the spine lengthens. Draw the navel in, and exhale and let the breath go. Bring the arms out to a T. Let's take a twist to the left. Right hand to left knee, left hand comes down behind you. That left hand is just a kickstand, so very little weight in the left hand. Breathe in deeply and exhale into the twist just a little bit more. So we're very early in the practice, not too deep a twist. Back to center now, reach the arms up high, fingers interlace, and press the palms towards the sky. Press up high and draw the navel in so the navel's coming towards the spine. Press up a little bit more through the palms so you feel that nice stretch on the front of the shoulders. And then release the hands. Bring them out to a T. Take your twist to the right, left hand to right knee. Right hand comes down behind. Breathe in deeply. And exhale gently into the twist. And twice more. Deep breath in. Exhale gently into the twist. And one more time. That's good. Let it go. Bring it back to center. Reach the arms up high. And then behind you, interlace the fingers. Straighten the elbows, pressing the skin of the palms together. Maybe lift the hands up just a little bit so you feel the shoulder blades coming together on the back. Breathe in deeply. Keep your chin in nice neutral posture. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward, bringing the forehead down towards the mat. Maybe the knuckles reach up and overhead. Stretch up high. Now slowly rise back up. I feel my core engage, particularly the abdominal muscles as I come up. Then press the knuckles towards the back of the mat. Take a deep breath. And then release the hands. Reach them up high. And then bring the palms together and press them to heart center. On an inhale, reach back up. And bring the hands all the way down to the knees. Take a deep breath. And let it go. Do that again, a big deep breath. And let it go. Now bring your chin to your chest. Draw your navel in. Bend the elbows. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. Then press through the palms as you rise up. Here, lift the chin up high. Draw the shoulder blades together again. And then as you exhale, draw the navel in, bring the chin to the chest. Feel like you're hollowing out as you bring the forehead down towards the mat. And inhale, come back up. Once you're up, release the arms, cactus the arms, elbows at the same level as the shoulders. Pull your elbows back a little bit. Keep the chin nice and level. Now lift the chin up and look up towards the sky. And then reach up high and exhale. Bring the hands back to heart center. Bring the arms out to a T. Let's do a little side stretch. Right hand down, left hand reaches. Bend the left elbow and bring the back of the hand to the back of the head. Reach the left elbow up and stay grounded in the left sitting bone as you kind of reach your head off to the right. Hopefully you feel a nice stretch on the left side. Now press through the right palm to help you back up and over to the other side. Left hand comes down, right elbow bends, hand comes to the back of the head on that right side. And now reach through that right elbow, maybe bend the left elbow a little bit and stretch out the right side. On an inhale, come back up, pressing through the left palm. Bring the arms out to a T. Take a breath. Now right hand comes down, left hand reaches. Stretch it out and rise back up. Now let's just flow from side to side. At your own pace, I'll just look around, see who else has shown up. Good to see all you people, including the sneakers in. Keep it going. Stretch it out a little bit more. Good job. Bring it back to center now. Bring the hands to the knees. Take a deep breath. Now on the inhale, hug the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale and slowly pull the shoulders back and down. Do that again. Hug the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale and relax the shoulders down. One more time. Shoulders hug up towards the ears, and exhale and release them down. And let's just wiggle it out a little bit. Whatever feels good. Maybe making make circles rather with the shoulders. Maybe go back the other way. Maybe something else feels good. Just let your body have free rein to move in whatever way feels good. All right. Reach the arms back up and bring the hands down in front now. Let's come into table pose. Once you're in table pose, reach the left hand forward and reach the right foot back. Press through the right heel. Stretch through the fingertips of that left hand with your thumb pointing straight up. And now bring the left hand down, press it into the mat right below the left shoulder. Rotate the toes on the right foot so they point to the right, and then bend the right knee and bring it forward, touching the shoulder with the knee if you can. Keep that knee nice and high as you press straight back through the right heel. Do that a second time, bending the right knee, bringing it forward, and then press straight back. One more time, bending the right knee and bringing it forward, and then press straight back through the right heel. Rotate the toes on the right foot so they point straight down, and then reach the left hand back forward. This time, point the toes on the right foot and reach through the fingertips of the left hand. Lengthening, feeling the core engage deeply. Take another deep breath. Then on the exhale, bring the elbow towards the knee, spine rounds, and then reach back out. Do that again. Elbow towards knee, spine rounding and reaching back out. Good job, everybody. One more time on this side. Elbow comes towards knee. And reach back out and bring the hand and the knee down at the same time. Now inhale to cow pose, dropping your belly, lifting your chin nice and high, and then exhale into cat pose, pressing the hands into the mat. Do that again. Inhale to cow and exhale to cat. 3 more times through, a total of 5 in this sequence. And one more time. And back to center. Let's find table extension pose now on our second side. Reach your right hand forward, your left foot reaches back, I think. Hope that's the other side. Press through that left heel, reach the fingertips on that right hand forward even a little bit more, pressing in the left palm, and remember to spread the fingers on that left hand nice and wide. Now bring the right hand down, press through that left heel, and then rotate the toes 90 degrees to the left. Bend the left knee, keep the knee high as you bring it forward towards the shoulder, and then press straight back, straightening the left leg. Do that twice more. Bringing the knee forward, slow it down a little bit, and press straight back. And one more time, bringing the knee forward and pressing straight back. Now leave the right hand down, reach the left hand forward, point through the toes of the left foot. Table extension pose. Sorry, right hand reaches. Yeah, left hand would be a little awkward, although it can be done. So reach through the fingertips of the right hand, press back through the toes of the left foot, building core strength, challenging the body. Good job. Now elbow comes towards knee slowly and fluidly, and then reach back out. And twice more. Elbow comes towards knee, spine rounding, and a reach back out. And let's do it one more time. Bring the elbow towards the knee, rounding the spine, and then reach back out. Good job. Now bring the hand and the knee to the mat at the same time so they land. Now inhale to cow pose. And a big exhale into cat. Let's do that 4 more times, a total of 5. Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. Keep it going. Inhaling to cow and exhaling to cat. And once more. Good job. Bring it back to center now. Walk the hands forward a couple of inches. And then glide your hips forward and down. Toes are untucked and the top of the feet are pressing down into the mat. We're going to stay here a total of 5 breaths, and I'm going to allow you to move into a deeper back bend. Just let your pubic bone kind of drop down towards the mat, keeping your gaze forward or maybe elevated just a little bit. Draw the shoulder blades together. 2 more breaths here. And 1 more. Now to come out, draw the navel up towards the spine. Keep the hands right where they are. Press deeply into the hands as you press your tailbone towards the heels. Feel that stretch in the back. Then draw the navel up and glide the hips forward and down. And we'll pause there for 3 breaths this time. Let your body move into a deeper back bend. And 1 more breath. And draw the navel up, press the tailbone back towards the heels, and then rise back up. And we'll go forward 1 more time. So a total of 3 times here. Now press the hands into the mat a little bit more and see if you can pull your shoulder blades a little closer together on the back. Good job. Breathe. And now come back up towards table pose. And then once you're there, tuck your toes and let your hips rise into our very first downward facing dog. Now pick the left foot up and step it forward about 6 inches, and then press the heel down towards the mat. Now pick the right foot up and step it forward about 9 inches, press the heel down towards the mat. Do that again with the left foot, about 6 inches, and then the right foot, about 6 inches. Just continue walking the feet forward like that. The hips can sway side to side if you want. And do your best to keep your hands on the mat. Eventually come to a pretty deep forward fold. You can bend your knees here if you like. Just let your head drop down and breathe. Feel the spine lengthening as the shoulders come down closer to the mat. Feel free to bend your knees even a little bit more. Everyone bring your hands to the mat, even if that means you need to bend your knees quite a bit. Now slowly rise back up, drawing the navel towards the spine as you come up, so the spine is rounding. Then once you're all the way up, reach your arms high and bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath. Do we give thanks for this beautiful day yet? Has anybody taken that opportunity in their morning? If not, maybe now's a good time. Inhale up and back, little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Now come to a half lift, bring the hands to the top of the shins, lengthen the spine more or less parallel to your mat here. Now a little bend in the knees and fold forward. Bring the hands all the way down to the mat. From there, step your left foot back into a nice long runner's lunge. The right knee here is bent about 90 degrees, and the left leg is nice and straight. Press back on the left heel so you feel a stretch in the back of the left leg, probably in the calf. And then step the right foot back so it meets the left foot, coming to our very first plank pose. Once you're in plank, let your hips come down so the hips are in a straight line between the shoulders and the heels. And then bring your knees to the mat. Chest and chin are going to follow as you come into Cobra Pose. Press the pubic bone into the mat in Cobra Pose. Elbows stay bent, tucked in nice and close to the body. So try not to flare the elbows out. Good job. Now release all the way down. Tuck your toes. Stiffen your body and push up to plank pose. And once you're there, lift your hips high into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal it out now. We didn't do that last time. This is our second time in downward dog, so bend one knee and then the other. Remember, your hips can sway from side to side. That can often feel really good and start to open up the hips. We'll work on opening up the hips even more as we progress through our practice. Keep pressing your hands into the mat, letting your heart melt down towards the mat so you feel a stretch in the shoulders. And now find stillness in downward facing dog and just pause for a moment. Take a breath. Now on an inhale, reach your left leg up and step the left foot forward so it comes all the way between the hands. Second or third effort if you need to get that left foot all the way forward. We're runner's lunge. And now step the right foot forward so it meets the left foot into our standing forward fold. We call this pose Uttanasana in Sanskrit. Let your head drop down. Now arms come out to a T. Reach the hands apart from one another and rise slowly with the weight in the front of the feet. Once you're all the way up, reach your arms high and exhale the hands to heart center. You've got a tree to contend with there. The tree, your friend. On an inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, fold forward. Come to a half lift with the hands again at the top of the shins. Lengthen the spine. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, slight bend in the knees as you fold forward and let your head drop down. Let the neck muscles release now. Hands come all the way down to the mat. Right foot steps back this time. The left foot stays forward. Left knee is bent about 90 degrees. And now step the left foot back so it meets the right foot in plank pose. Second time in plank. Actually, it's our third, isn't it? Now bring the knees to the mat, and the chest and chin will follow as you inchworm your way into Cobra Pose. Elbows tucked in again close to the body. Now for those who want to work on core a little bit more, you can actually pick the hands up off the mat. Your chest will drop down a little, but you can really engage the core deeply that way. Just something to work on if you want to play with it. One more breath. Release the hands down. Now tuck your toes, push to plank, and let your hips rise into downward facing dog. Stretch it out, lots of length again in the spine. On an inhale, the right leg rises this time. And step that right foot all the way forward, bringing it between the hands. And the left foot's going to follow into a standing forward fold. Arms to a T, reverse swan dive as you rise up. And once you're all the way up, reach up really high, and then exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Take a breath. On an inhale, reach back up. And bring the hands behind you this time. Interlace your fingers behind your back and press your knuckles towards your heels. Draw the shoulder blades together. Now hinge at the hips and fold forward. Reach the knuckles up. Bring the weight forward into the front of the feet. And then let your head drop down. I always pick my head up in here. So I'm inviting you to let the head drop down after you bring the weight into the front of the feet. Now keep the weight in the front of the feet and release the hands all the way down. Step the right foot back, followed by the left foot into plank pose. And then lift your hips into downward facing dog. There's no vinyasa there. On an inhale, reach your right leg up and step the right foot forward so it comes between the hands. Bring the left knee to the mat and reach the arms into a high crescent or a low crescent lunge. Now press the right knee forward a little bit more, reach up through the wrists even more, bring the arms out to a T, and then behind interlace the fingers. Straighten the elbows, pressing the palms together if you can, so that the shoulder blades are coming together on the back. Now keep pressing the right knee forward, and very slowly begin to lift your gaze up, so you're looking up towards the sky, where there's not a single cloud that I can see. Press the knuckles towards the left heel, and breathe. One more breath. Now slowly level the chin, and then release the hands. Reach them high, and bring the hands down on either side of that right foot. Tuck the toes. Now bring the left knee off the mat and step the right foot back into plank pose. Take a breath in plank, and then flow through a vinyasa. Either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. A breath or two there, and then when you're ready, the toes tuck as the hips come up into downward facing dog. On the inhale, reach the left leg up and step the left foot forward, bringing the left foot between the hands. Bring the right knee to the mat and reach the arms high. Low crescent lunge, second side. Left knee presses forward this time. Take a deep breath. Bring the hands behind. Interlace the fingers in the awkward way. And press the knuckles towards the right heel. Now keep pressing into the left foot and slowly lift your chin, looking up towards the sky. Maybe lift the hands up. Press the hands towards the right heel. Draw the shoulder blades together deeply. One more breath. Gently level the chin, release the hands, reach them up high. And bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat. Step the left foot back into plank pose and lift your hips. There's no vinyasa now. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in downward dog. On an inhale, lift the left leg up again. Three-legged dog now. Let's open the hips up. Stacking the left hip over the right hip. Keeping weight in that left hand. Notice the tendency to want to lift the left hand up perhaps. Now level the hips and bring the left foot back down to downward dog. Glide forward to plank pose. Nice, long, straight plank. And lift your hips into downward facing dog. Do that twice more. Gliding forward to plank. And then lifting the hips, just hinging at the hips, into downward facing dog. One more time. Gliding forward to plank. And then rock the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises. Open the hips to the right this time, three-legged dog. This is the second side, I hope. Have we done both sides now? Yeah. Yay! I love it when that works. One more breath. Good job. Level the hips off now and then step the right foot forward, bringing it between the hands. Bring the left knee to the mat and reach the arms up and overhead. Coming to our low crescent lunge. Second time on this side. This time we're going to take a twist. Arms come out to a T. Take your twist to the right. And bring the palms together now and bring the left elbow to the right knee. Right elbow stacks over the palms and the palms over the left elbow. Keep pressing that right knee forward. Your gaze can be down, out to the side, or up. Maybe experiment with different places to look. Keep the palms together as you press into the right foot. Come back to center, nice and slow. Then reach up high. Good job, everybody. Stretch it up and bring the hands down on either side of the right foot. Step the right foot back into plank pose as you straighten the left leg. And flow through a vinyasa now. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And then when it's time, downward facing dog. On the inhale, lift the left leg high. Step the left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Bring the right knee to the mat. Low crescent lunge. Second, last time on this side. Reach up high through the wrists. Relax the fingers. Stretch it up and press that left knee forward a little bit more. Now let's find the twist. Arms out to a T. Take your twist to the left this time. Now bring the palms together, right elbow to left knee. Keep pressing that left knee forward. Spine stays nice and long. One more breath. Awesome work. Palms stay together as you come back to center, pressing in the left foot. Pause there, take a breath. And then reach up high, and the hands come down on either side of the left foot. Now tuck the toes and straighten the right leg and pause. And now step the right foot forward so it meets the left foot into a standing forward fold. Once you're there, interlace the fingers behind the back and straighten the elbows. Press the palms together to the extent that you can, and maybe bring the hands forward a little bit more. So maybe your hands are reaching straight up to the sky, maybe even forward towards the front of our space here. Now rise nice and slow with the weight in the front of the feet. Once you're up, release your hands, reach them high, bend the knees, and let's come down to chair pose. The weight's in the back of the feet now, in the heels, and the feet are roughly parallel to one another. So just look down at your feet and make sure that the feet are about parallel. You don't have to be too crazy about it, but more or less. One more breath in chair pose. Good, now straighten the legs, reach up high, and swan dive into a forward fold. Come to a half lift, and then bring the hands all the way down to the mat. From there, step your left foot all the way back into runner's lunge. And spin the left heel to the mat and rise to warrior two. Let's just check our alignment. Make sure the toes on the right foot are pointing straight forward and the toes on the left foot are pointing off to the left more or less. And hips square to the long edge of the mat, Greg. Good. Bend the right knee. You got it. Now find extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee. Reach with the left hand. Take a breath. And then inhale and rise to reverse triangle pose. Right leg straightens. Reach up and back with the right hand. Press into that forward foot. Now back to warrior two. Right knee bends. Right knee points straight forward. And extended side angle, second time on this side. Reach through the right hand. Take a breath. Inhale to reverse triangle, straightening the right leg. Left hand drops down to the back of the leg. Reach through the right hand. Right leg is straight. And warrior two, right knee bends. Take a breath. And now extended side angle, third time. Press into the pinky toe of that back foot and lengthen. Stretch. Now rise to reverse triangle, third time on this side, pressing into the right foot, straightening the right leg, and then back to warrior two. Pause for a moment in warrior two. And now bring the hands down on either side of that right foot and come up onto the ball of your left foot and step the right foot back into plank pose. Take a breath in plank. And then flow through a vinyasa into knees, chest, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And downward facing dog when you're ready. On the inhale, reach the left leg up and step the left foot forward, bringing it between the hands. Spin the right heel to the mat and rise to warrior two. First time in warrior two on this side. We're going to do the same sequence we did on the other side. So find what's that called? Yeah, bring your elbow to your knee, reach through the right hand. Yeah, side angle pose, thank you. Haven't had enough coffee this morning yet, obviously. Stretch out that right side, anchor in the pinky toe of the right foot. Right arm nice and straight if you can, really stretching. Now rise to reverse triangle, left leg straightens, reach up and back with the left hand. Luckily, I remembered the name of that pose. Now left knee bends, back to warrior two, and extended side angle pose, second time on this side. Reach through the right hand, stretching it out, straightening the right arm, reach. And now rise to reverse triangle pose, second time. Straighten that left leg, press into that left foot. Now back to warrior two, left knee bends, and extended side angle pose. Elbow comes to knee, reach through the right hand, and rise to reverse triangle pose. Last time on this side. and warrior two. Left knee bends again. Settle into warrior two. Relax into the pose. Everybody take a deep breath. And one more. Good. Now hands come down on either side of the left foot and onto the ball, the right foot into runner's lunge. Press back on the right heel for a moment so you feel that stretch in the calf on the right leg, and then step the left foot back into plank pose. Now flow through Vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga, and then upward facing dog. Big deep breath or two in upward dog, and when you're ready, downward facing dog. Now bend the knees, and we're going to take a hop so the feet end up eventually between the hands. Bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers in the awkward way behind your back. Now bring the weight into the front of the feet. I know we've done this a couple of times so far in today's practice, but I'd like you to bring the weight into the front of the feet even more so that you feel like you're almost going to tip forward. Let your head drop down now, and bring the weight into the front of the feet even a little bit more. Now keep the weight right where it is and rise. Nice and slow. 5, 6, 7 counts coming up. Once you're up, pause, draw the shoulder blades together again. Press the knuckles intentionally down towards the heels. And then level your gaze and release the hands. Reach them up high, and then bend the knees. And let's come back down to chair pose. Now palms to heart center. And now bend the knees, press the hips back a little bit more. Now bring the arms out to a T, palms face forward, and now take a twist to the right. Check in with both knees, make sure they're still even with one another. If that left knee has come forward, just bring it back, and then back to center. Hands back to heart center. Take a breath. Arms back out to a T, and take your twist to the left. Check in with both knees, see if they're even. That right knee wants to come forward here. Back to center. Hands to heart center. Take a breath. Now, straighten the arms, bring them back and come up on the toes, lifting the heels off the mat into tipping bird, and then reach the arms up and overhead, bringing the weight back into the heels. Do that again. Swing the arms back, come up on the toes, and press into the heels and reach back up. Twice more. Coming forward onto the toes, and reaching back up, heels pressed down, and one more time. You guys are doing great. Maybe bend the knees a little bit more, and then reach all the way back up into chair pose. Press the heels down towards the mat. Now straighten the legs, and swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift, and hands come all the way down to the mat. Step or jump back to plank pose, your choice. Now flow through a vinyasa, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, upward facing dog. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, take a hop so the feet end up eventually between the hands. You can walk if you want to. Arms out to a T now, reverse swan dive as you rise. Come all the way up, reach up high, and exhale the hands to heart center. Let your eyes close down. Take 3 breaths. Let the breath start to settle and return to its natural rhythm. 2 more. And 1 more. Keep your hands at heart center. Keep the weight in the right foot. Pick the left foot up. Just bend the left knee. Now release the hands down and bring the left palm to the right knee, the right palm, left palm to the left knee, I got it. And then open that left knee to the side and reach out with your right hand. Bring that knee back to center. Bring the hands to heart center. And bring the left foot down. Take a breath. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So weight comes into the left foot, right knee bends. Pick that right knee up so the knee is about level with the hip. Now release your right hand to the inside of the knee and open up the knee to the right side. Reach the left hand out. Just breathe. And bring the knee back to center. Hands to heart center. Release the foot down. Reach the arms up high. And swan dive. Forward fold. Let's come to a half lift and then bring the hands all the way down to the mat. From there, step the left foot back. 3/4 step is all. Spin the left heel to the mat and rise to Warrior One. Remember, in Warrior One, the hips are square to the front of the mat. Right knee nice and bent. Reach up high. Now arms out to a T. Palms face down. So flip the palms so they're facing down. Keep the right knee bent. Bring the right shoulder down to the right knee if you can and let it land. Keep reaching the hands apart from one another. Now press into the right foot and rise. Nice and slow coming up. Now bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, straighten the elbows. Humble warrior now. Right shoulder down to right knee. Let the hands come up and overhead. Let your head drop down. Keep weight in that back heel, the left heel. Press into the right foot now and rise up. Shoulders are level. And then when you come up, square to the front of the mat. Once you're up, pause, and then release the hands. Reach them high. Now straighten the right leg and reach the fingertips forward. Come down halfway, and then press through the right foot and come all the way back up. Once you're there, bring your hands to heart center, bend the right knee. And now we're going to bring the weight into the right foot. And as we bring all the weight into the right foot, the left foot floats, and just float it right into tree pose. Finding your version of tree pose. Whatever's going to work for you today, whatever pose or version of tree, isn't going to be a struggle. And then just feel your body at balance, in equilibrium. Now arms come out to a T, release the left foot, and we're just going to swing that left leg back into Warrior Three, the airplane variation of the pose. Reach the hands apart, reach the foot back, reach the head forward. See if you can straighten the left leg if it's not straightened. Now hands come down to the mat, standing splits. Bend your right knee just a little bit to take some of the pressure off the hamstrings. Point the toes on the left foot and lift the foot high and then bend your elbows. Let the elbows come down, let the shoulders come down when the elbows bend. Now release your head and let your forehead come a little closer to the shin. Now right knee bends, step way back with the left foot into nice long runner's lunge. This time left hand stays down, right hand reaches high as we come to a lunge twist. And then bring the right hand down inside that right foot and reach the left hand up into the revolved lunge twist. Spin the left heel to the mat now and come up to Warrior Two. And let's check in with that right knee. Make sure that right knee is pointing straight forward. Toes on the right foot also pointing straight forward. Good alignment, everybody. Now extended side angle pose. Bring the elbow to the knee. We've been here before, 3 times actually on this side. Now find a bind, either a half bind, bringing the left hand behind you and maybe connecting that left palm with the right thigh. Open the left shoulder, perhaps look up. Keep the right knee bent. Take a breath. Release from the bind back to extended side angle pose. And rise to reverse triangle. Right leg straightens. Left hand comes down to the back of the leg. Reach up and back with the right hand. Now arms come out to a T. We're going to move towards triangle pose. Press into the back foot. Bring the right hand down. The left hand reaches high. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Head reaching straight forward. Now keep both legs straight as you rise. Take a breath And now bend the right knee. Back to warrior two. Excellent work. Bring the hands down on either side of the right foot and come up onto the ball of the back foot. Right foot steps back into plank pose. And let's flow through a vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into upward facing dog. And when you're ready, it's time for downward facing dog again. Lots of length now in the spine in downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Let your heart melt down towards the mat so you feel that great stretch in the shoulders. On the inhale, lift the left leg up. 3/4 step forward with the left foot. Bend the left knee, spin the right heel to the mat, rise to warrior one on our second side. Remember in warrior one, the hips are square to the front of the mat. Good adjustments, everybody. Warrior one. Maybe the tree is interfering. Arms out to a T now. Left knee stays bent. We're going to bring that left shoulder down towards the left knee, maybe letting the left shoulder land on the knee. Keep reaching the hands apart from one another. Try not to sweep the arms back. Just reach them apart. Now press in the left foot and rise. Nice and slow coming up, so you start to feel the engagement in the core. Once you're up, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers in the awkward way. So use the non-dominant grip, straighten the elbows, take a deep breath into the upper part of the chest. Then as you exhale, left knee stays bent. Bring the left shoulder down to the left knee. Let your head drop down. This is humble warrior pose. Breathe. Now press in the left foot and rise. Nice and slow coming up. Then release the hands, reach them high. Biceps are on either side of the ears here. Hinge at the hips. Pull the left hip back, reach the fingertips forward as you bow halfway down. Lots and lots of core engagement as you rise. Nice and slow coming up. And hands to heart center. Now bring the weight into the left foot. And float that right foot right into tree pose. Find your balance. Find equilibrium in tree pose. Now arms come out to a T as we move towards warrior three, the airplane variation. Release the right foot if you haven't. And then straighten the right leg and slowly swing the right leg back. Press that right foot back. Reach your head forward so you feel almost a stretch in the neck. And reach the hands apart from one another. And then bring the hands down to the mat. Standing splits. Remember to bend the elbows here so your shoulders can drop down a bit. Maybe bend the left knee and maybe reach the right leg up, pointing the toes on the right foot. Now let your head drop down, releasing those neck muscles again. And now bend the left knee, step away back with the right foot, runner's lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches high, lunge twist. And left hand down to the inside of that left foot into our revolved lunge twist. Right heel spins to the mat and come up into warrior two. Let's pause for a moment in warrior two. Just breathe. Now extended side angle pose. Bring the elbow to the knee. Reach through the right hand. And now the bind, either a half bind or a full bind if you want. The half bind brings that right hand to the top of the left thigh. Open up, look up towards the sky. Release back to extended side angle pose. And then rise, reverse triangle. Left leg straightens, reach up and back with the left hand. Now arms come out to a T as we prepare for triangle pose. Press into the back foot and then reach the left hand forward. Stretch the left hand forward a little more. And then let the left hand drop down. Triangle pose. Now open the right shoulder up a little bit more. Yeah. So the right shoulder is more or less stacked over the left shoulder. Now both legs stay straight as we use the core deeply as we rise. And once you're up, bend the left knee and drop back to warrior two. And then bring the hands down on either side of the left foot. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Let's flow through our final vinyasa of today's practice. As always, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. You choose which you prefer. Upward facing dog, 2 or 3 or even 4 breaths. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Well, I'll meet in downward facing dog. Now keep pressing the hands into the mat, reaching your tailbone up and back. Keep the spine long, but come up on the toes, lifting the heels off the mat. Now press the heels down, and then inhale, come up on the toes, and exhale, press the heels down again. One more time, inhale up on the toes. Now let the heels float to the left and land. So heels over to the left. Now press through your right hip and reach the right hip up and back. Keep pressing the hands into the mat. On an inhale, come back to center with the heels off the mat, and then let the heels float to the right. Press through the left hip now. Press the left hip up and back, really stretching out the left side body. Good job. Back to center, and press the heels down towards the mat. Now bend the knees. And either hop or walk forward so the feet end up eventually between the hands. Now arms out to a T and reverse swan dive. Rising up. Once you're up, reach your arms high. And then bring the hands to heart center. Take a breath. As a matter of fact, we're going to take 3. And one more. Now just bend your knees and come down to a seat. How's everybody doing? Okay? Well, it's nice because it's not too hot today. So I think that's pretty pleasant. Although it is getting warm a little bit, isn't it? Let's bring the soles of the feet together into our Cobbler Pose. Now, peace fingers to big toes and float the Cobbler Pose. So just lean back a little bit. Keep your spine long though. Heels still floating close to the pubic bone. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, we're going to straighten the legs and bring the feet apart from one another, keeping a hold of the big toes. Do you know the big toes are called the great toe anatomically? I always thought they were pretty great. Take a deep breath. And then bring the soles of the feet back together. Release the peace fingers from the big toes or great toes, and let your heels come closer to the pubic bone. Still floating in our Cobbler Pose. Release the hands from the feet. You can bring the knees back so they're about hip-width apart. Pick up the feet so the feet are at the same level as the knees or the back of the knees. Reach the hands forward. And then straighten the legs. Come into boat pose. We're going to find 3 breaths now in boat. 2 more. And 1 more. Now let the heels come down to the mat. Reach the arms up high. And then fold forward on the exhale, bringing the forehead down towards the shins or the knees. Now reach the fingertips forward and rise. Press into the back of the heels to come up. And then bring the arms out and let them land. Bend the left knee and bring the sole of the left foot inside the right thigh. And then square your shoulders to the right leg, the extended right leg. Reach up high and then exhale, fold forward. See if you can let your forehead come down towards the knee or the shin. Maybe feel a nice stretch in the back of the right leg. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the heel, rise, come all the way up. And now the arms come out to a T. And take a twist to the left and plant the left hand down behind you. Now press into the left knee and the right foot. Lift your hips up and then look up and back and reach with the right hand. Let your head drop down. Press the hips up even a little bit higher if you can. Opening up the right side of the chest. And now with control, bring it all back down. And once your sitting bones land, square your shoulders again to the extended right leg and fold forward. Now with your chin on your chest, draw the navel in towards the spine as you round to come back up. Once you're up, take a breath and let it go. Let's go to the other side. Sole the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Or sole the right, to the inside of the left thigh. I was thinking about moving my mat, not really thinking about what I was saying. Square your shoulders to that extended left leg. Reach up high, press the sitting bones down. Now keep the spine long and hinge at the hips. Fold forward. And then inhale, come back up, pressing into the back of the heel. And then bring the arms out to a T. Take your twist to the right this time. Plant the right hand behind you. Press into that right palm. As you lift the hips, bless you. And reach up and back. Let your head drop down. Press the hips even a little bit higher. Open the left side of the chest towards the sky if you like. And now with control, bring that left, or bring your tailbone back down. Once the sitting bones land, square your shoulders, the extended left leg, reach up high, and fold forward. Let your head drop down now and breathe. Let your forehead come a little bit closer to that left shin, if you like. And then reach the fingertips forward, press through the back of the left heel. Use the core deeply as you come up. And then release the hands and bring them down. Bring both legs out in front. Then bend the knees, soles of the feet on the mat, and just roll all the way down to the back, or all the way down to your back, with the back of the head at the back of the mat. So reposition yourself if you need to. Now reach both legs up to the sky, legs up the wall pose. And bring the arms out to a T. Flip the palms so they face down, grounding into the earth. See if you can point the toes just a little bit. And now keep the legs straight, keep the feet together, and let your legs float over to the left side and hover just an inch above the ground. Now press into that left palm, bring the feet back up. And over to the right side. Let them hover there. And inhale and back up. One more time to the left. And then back to center. And then over to the right. And back to center. Over to the left, this time let them land. And now see if you can relax the back of the right shoulder down to the mat and shift your gaze to the right. So you're looking in the opposite direction of the twist. Now take a deep breath. And then exhale and just let the breath go. Press into the left palm, let the feet come back to center, and then float over to the right side where they'll land. Use the right palm to regulate that a little bit. And shift your gaze to the left and relax the back of the left shoulder. Take a deep breath. Now press into the right palm, bring the feet back to center, and bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're going to do one bridge pose, walk the feet back till you can brush your heels, with your fingertips. Now press the feet into the mat. And as always, if you'd rather do wheel pose here, go ahead and do wheel instead. For bridge, press your feet into the mat. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. One more breath. Good job, everybody. Release the tailbone down. Once the tailbone lands, hug the knees into your chest really deeply, and then you can bring your forehead towards your knees if you like to round the spine. Then release your head gently to the mat. Straighten the legs, bring them down. Let's find Shavasana. That's the end of all the hard work for today's practice. Now just start to let it all go. If you like, bring your awareness back to the breath flowing in and flowing out. And if you want to, we'll come back to counting of the breath. Breathing in and breathing out and counting 1. And breathing in and breathing out and counting 2. Just as we did at the beginning of today's practice, go up to 5. And then work your way back to 1. And if you should lose track, don't worry about it. Just start over again at 1, staying with the practice. Stay with the counting if you can. Letting go of everything else. Let go of all the distractions. Let all of your awareness, all of your attention be on counting the breath. And now let that go. You can allow gentle movement to return to your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, bend your knees. Let's roll over onto our side. You can cradle your head in your arm if you like. Just pause for a moment now on your side. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back to a seat. Once you're seated, let your hands come to heart center. Now take a deep breath in. Feel the breath rising all the way up through the spine to the top of the head. And then let the breath go. Let's do that one more time. A deep breath in, helping the spine to lengthen. And let it all go. Thank you so much for being here. I offer you loving kindness. May you be happy and well, and may you be safe. May you be peaceful, and may you be at ease. Namaste.